Okay, so I've been tasked with another tutorial video. So I thought I'd make it right now, just before I go to work. Sunday afternoon. It's nice outside, but yeah. Anyways, for the song "Funeral" by Devin Townsend, it's on Ocean Machine. It's got like 17 different titles: Ocean Machine, Biomech, Devin Townsend, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm not claiming that I know how to play this perfectly, and honestly, the video that I made of that was like years ago. But yeah, I'll try and do what I can to tell you what's going on here. Hopefully my buddy will stop messaging me so it stops making noise. So the beginning part, well, actually, first of all, you gotta tune your guitar to open C. Open C is CGCGCE, right? So I'll just turn off the distortion so it's not too loud. I won't be able to hear that. Hang on. Okay. So that's C, right? So you got to tune it down to C, and then every other string you want to tune to C. So okay, so your E, what would be your E, right? Your D and your B string become C. The other strings, the high E stays as a high E, so don't worry about that. The other two strings, which is going to be your A, and that's not an A right now, but your A string and your G string are G. Okay? So the way that you can do this, relatively easy, is to tune that G string first, get these two going, right? And then basically find where the C is and tune the C, right? So the 5th fret on your G string is C. So tune this from your G string, tune the A with the G, do it as if you would do a drop D, hit both at the same time, bring it down. Then go to your G string to the 5th string and tune your B string to it. Alright, so tune that down to C. And then once you have that key string, it's not the key of the song or whatever, but that string being the key to opening up the rest of the tuning, you would tune your D string to that C. Right? So tune that down, and then you would tune the E down to the C. So it becomes an open chord. Just makes it easier. So yeah, this is the tuning of the song. Now let me switch over to the distortion again. Alright, so the beginning of the song is a bunch of delay and shit, right? You can figure it out yourself. Honestly, listening to the recording, you gotta kind of go like, I don't know, I guess he's doing this and that and whatever. I even play it differently now than I did, I think, in the video that I put out. So I'll give you kind of a guideline of where I go, just to kind of match in with his little ching 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 noises. So you're going to go to the 5th fret on your, well, I guess I'm going to call it the 2nd string. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you know, the way that you would refer to this string, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 being the highest, 6 being the lowest, okay? So you go to your 2nd string, the 5th fret, right? And then you want to play that with the 3rd string open and going in between the 2nd fret and open, okay? So if I play this, it'd be like this. Right? That's the first bit. So after that, a couple of cycles, you'll figure out the rhythm, right? I mean, it's like, I think he plays like 6 or 8 times, and he kind of switches back and forth between the strums. Like I said, because he has all that delay on it, he's kind of creating a soundscape with it, right? But anyway, so 5 and 2, right? And then you'll hear the bass note starts creeping in. It's on the 4th fret. Now, one thing about this that you need to realize is when you have an open tuning, your octaves are literally a string skip below each string, right? So if I play the 4th here, and I want the octave, I play the 4th on the D string, or what would be the D string, so like the 4th string. And then I can add that 2nd string on the same 4th fret, so I'm skipping every other string. You see my fingers there. Skipping every other string, blocking the other 2 strings, right, the in-betweens, and then if I hit them, it becomes the octave. Okay? So, if I go to that 4th, I'm going to be playing, and I can kind of create a little more tension and a little more timbre change by adding in that upper C, or that gets a mid C in terms of what's tuned to, as I kind of strum on that lower bass note. So, okay, and then instantly, while he's doing that, he'll quickly switch over to the next chord. This chord I'm not necessarily sure about. I play here. I play 5 and 7. So. Now, the thing is, when he's playing this chord, he's hammering. Like, he gets into this pattern. It's almost like a. He's going. I think he's going up to the 9th, but I'm not sure which note he's kind of like playing with there. It's really quick and it's really manic because it's got that ping pong ching 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 shit going on. So, right, and then he's fades back down to the 4th. Right. Okay. And then this ping that happens, this bang that goes on. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll show you. It's down on the 1st fret. Okay, so it's down on the 1st fret. We go on this. So the 4th string and the 3rd string. Play both together. Right? And you'll hear that kind of ring out when he hits that chord. From there, we go down to 2 and 4 on the 5th string and the 4th string. Right? You can add in the pinky on the 3rd there. Because that, like, instead of just being a regular chord, it adds that. Right? Right? And then it goes back down to the 4th. Right? You start building tension. And then it hits the 2 chords that go into the regular rhythm of the verse. So that is going to be on the 6th, 5th, and 4th string, the 6th fret. All 3 of those. Right? And then just go back to the 4th fret on the 6th string, the lowest string, and then you're going to sit on there and just chit, 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 right? That's the background. That's the bass, and the rest of the band will do that, right? While you just sit there and go. Right? And if you want to throw in the flourish, which is like on the 1st fret, the 9th, or the 1st string, 9th fret, then the 11th, and then the 7th. So you're just skipping 2 and down 6 or so, 5, I guess. You're just going to sit on the 4th, okay? Sit on the 4th. This song is not that complicated. It's just literally like a lot of these octaves and just it's all about rhythm, right? And dynamics. Okay? So it's like, Jesus was a poor boy, or whatever the fuck it says. And then when he gets off this rhythm, it goes into that kind of build up, right? Where you start at the 2nd fret. Okay, the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Then we're going to go to 4, 6, 9. So. Back to the 4th. And he goes, oh, right? So, instead of just playing that single note, you can add the octave. Remember when I said skip a string, you'll get the octave? So, 2 on the 5th string and 2 on the 3rd string. You can add a little bit of dynamics there, right? Excuse me. So yeah. That's how you get that kind of swell going on. And then when he starts saying the chorus, where this one's for the life, this one's for the funeral, Lorraine, goes to the 1st fret, right? These are just single notes, right? So from the 4th, go up to the 1st fret on the 5th string, and up to the 4th, and then back down. So the 1st fret on the 5th string, the 4th fret on the 5th string, and then the 4th fret on the 6th string. I apologize, people are messaging me, they won't shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. If you're hearing the bzz bzz in the background. Anyway, so, this one's for life. That's what he screams rain, right? There's a day's gone, a year's gone, So, again, 4, 1, 4. Now, how the hell does the rest of the song go again? If only for tonight, just try to sleep, right? And then when he's going in the just try to sleep and he's like, world away, I've turned away, I'm wide awake and I don't think you're home. So it does these chords, okay? So Dev does this a lot. He'll throw this kind of chord in, right? So it goes up to the 6th fret, okay? You're going to play the 6th, 5th, and 4th string. So those 3 together. And you're going to take your ring finger and you're going to go to the 8th fret on that 4th string, and you're basically going to play this type of rhythm. Now, it's a swing kind of like strum. You don't necessarily have to be perfect with it because there's just so much reverb and shit going on, but it's basically like this. So you're going with the 8 here, and that goes up to the 10th, right? he'll do that, but back and forth when an element to this mystery, like. And this is where like the crescendo happens, where he's just like, oh, right. So you're gonna go back down to the 4th fret. You're gonna go from the 4th string and the 2nd string together. Oh, wait, sorry. So you're gonna go from the 4th of that octave there, right? 4th fret, 4th string, 4th fret on the 2nd string. You're going to slide up to the 8th. Okay. Then once you're there, you're going to want to take your index finger and bring it down to the 8th fret on the end. Right? You're going to go and slide down to the 4th. Then the 6th, and then back down to the 4th. And once you go down there, you're going to want to start that whole process over again. So it goes like this. Now, you can simplify this. You can just do the, right, and then stop playing that part and just do the bass. Okay, and then back to the. And then, essentially, this song is going to go back into the. There's going to be a ton of that, right? And then he'll do, and I went, right, to the funeral in the rain. And that's that 4, 1, and 4 again. And I went to the funeral. Right? And then he gets all crazy. He's like, oh no, all that shit, right? To the funeral. Right? Now, I play the higher part because it just feels more packaged with the song. The way that you do that, so when you're fucking hammering on it's just going nuts, and you just, oh, right? You slide up on the 3rd and 2nd string. Okay, so these two. Here. You want to go to the 11th fret with your middle finger, the 10th fret with your index. So the 11th fret with your middle finger is on the 3rd string. Okay, we're going to do kind of like this little diagonal here. So here, that note, and then the 10th fret with your index. Okay, and you're gonna. Okay, starting to hear the tone there. This is a little tricky because you have to kind of keep it together. I mean, depending on what level you're at. So you want to slide from the 10 and the 11 down to the 9 and 8. Okay. So when you slide down to the 9, you come back up to the 11. When you slide back up to the 11th, right? Well, not even. You don't even have to slide. You're basically coming in and bending that 11th. You can bend both if you want. If you feel comfortable and confident, right? So. Birds and all that will start, and then that'll go into, was it Bastard? Or is it Regulator? I can't remember the pattern. I think it's Regulator or something like that. But anyway, those are the main parts. So go. There's this part. It's a really fun tuning to play in, because you can sound really good when you're just going up and down with runs, just really quick runs. So there you go. Any questions, let me know. I know I went through a little quick, but I want to get another coffee before I have to go peddle music instruments to people. Because anyway, Funeral, Devin Townsend, open C. Remember, tune the G first, right? You got the G already. Turning A to the G. Fifth fret from the G to the B. It could be the C, then the C, and the D and the E. You leave this E alone. Okay, good luck. Let me know if you need any help, and I'll do what I can. 23 minutes, Jesus Christ, way too long for this, but hope you can play it. All right. Oh, one other thing I wanted to tell you. There is a guy okay. I use Neural DSP plugins. If you use Neural DSP plugins and you have the SLO X100 or the SLO 100X, whatever it's called, the Soldano plugin, there's a guy named Zach Wish that made a package of plugin settings for the Soldano, and he has one called Dev Head, and that's this one, and it sounds amazing. You know what I mean? It sounds awesome. So if you're looking for a plugin, or if you have this plugin, Neural DSP Soldano 100X, the Slow X, or Slow 100X. Zach Wish. Look up Zach Wish on YouTube. He has free downloads. The DevHead one is, Zach did a great job with it. So check that out, all right? Good luck. I'll talk to you soon. 24 and a half minutes to talk about it. 3-minute song, whatever. Anyway. Peace.